What's up, guys? This is Jeff here. Today is Thursday, January the 16th, 2025. Hope everyone is having a great evening for the day. If we look at today's performance at the beginning of the market as the result of a number of very strong and solid financial performance in this earning report, the market was actually opening quite higher than previous day. However, if we look at the full day performance, it's kind of like open higher but close lower day, especially for NASDAQ, for tech companies, driven by Taiwan Semi, which we have talked about a number of times, driven by Taiwan Semi's performance, their earning performance, really, really strong, I would say, and significant year-over-year increase in terms of both revenue and earning per share. All of the tech companies and a number of the chip and semiconductors company, they opened with higher price than yesterday. However, some of them during the day started to went down all the time, and eventually Nasdaq closed at its lowest point of the day, while still showing kind of strong sell-off pressure. Especially yesterday was a quite strong day, right? Impacted by a number of economic data, and market kind of wanted to bounce back yesterday. But then today, the market had a good opportunity to open higher, but then selling off pressures came in, and some people want to realize the benefit for their short-term trade. So the market started to going down. But I guess it's still okay. By far, a number of famous companies, including the airlines, including the pharmacies, healthcare, including Taiwan Semi today, and most of the significant large size of the financial firms, financial institutes. For most of those big companies, the big names, when they release their earnings for this season, I would say except United Healthcare had a kind of a bumpy day after its earning report. Basically, every one of the of those big names after release their performance in their earning report, their stocks actually went up, quite sharply. So, by far, I would say it's really a strong start of the quarter one earnings season. When Taiwan Semi gave us a very convincing, strong, and solid performance, very strong year-over-year increase. Hopefully that trend can continue going on, and when we move to all of the industries, especially those big enough tech names, when they release their financial reports, financial data for their earnings in this season, hopefully the going up trend can continue, and this is what we exactly hope in quarter one, in this month, right? Before Taiwan Semi released its numbers, I said, let's just hold our breath and say what is gonna happen for the first big tech companies. And it's pretty strong, and it definitely gives confidence to a number of investors to trust, even though people talk about this is the downside, this is the bottom of the industry of semiconductors or chips. But when Honghai, which is widely known as Foxconn, the real producer for Apple phones and Apple devices, had a really strong earning, and same time Taiwan Semi had another very strong earning in this quarter. It shows at least some electronic devices having a pretty strong sales in the past quarter. So companies like Apple continuously place their orders on Foxconn and Taiwan Semi, which is great sign, which is great trend, right? Hopefully that trend can continue when all those tech companies release their earning performance. So this is basically the fundamental tone for today for all of the three major indexes. We should actually keep very close eyes on Nasdaq, on tech companies, when SPY 500 and Dow just down a little bit, roughly 0.2%, which should not be a big deal. Now, going back to overall account is actually performing better than the three major indexes. Actually, as the fact that being impacted by one of my holdings is actually having a kind of bumpy after hours performance right now, which is ROVE. By some unknown reasons, for this stock is dropping more than 5% at this moment with basically no trading volume. This kind of situation happened before. Actually, a few days ago, when this company released some environment sustainable report, which has nothing to do with its real business performance, and then after a few hours, the price of this stock bounced back automatically. Now, because as you can see, there's basically no trading activities, and with no reason, the price for the share dropped more than 5%. It actually giving me at this moment, like nearly 400 US dollars loss after hours. But if we don't really consider this 400 loss, we would actually have better performance for our account today. But even with that 400 with no reason loss at this moment, we are still able to up nearly 200, equivalent to 0.14% in terms of the percentage increase. And one more time, I guess, we are in the green zone. The three major indexes are in the red zone, which basically means like our performance is outplaying the indexes. And add some additional value to our account. Right now we have $151,725. As I said, if we don't really consider this, by no meaning 400 last year, we would end up nearly 0.5% increase, which compared to the index's performance, another strong day for our account. Talking about individual stocks performance, Sadio giving me the most, like, in terms of the value of the account, gives me the most return, even though it's it's actually the last third smallest, right? It's actually the third smallest account in terms of a portfolio. In my account, it's only like little less than 4%. But because some of the kind of meme or like lower value, smaller size tech stocks had a really, really good day, some other smaller size tech company like have more than 20, 25, 30% increase today. So, Sadio went up more than 5% and continuously to go up after hours. So we have like a little more than 300 gain from this individual stock. Airlines does come back a little bit. I talked about that somewhat yesterday. Some of my friends were a little concerned about yesterday's, going up, breaking the highest point in the past 6, 7, 8 months. Some of my friends were afraid of like going down for next maybe one entire week or 2 weeks, because it's kind of normal when the stock reaches its highest point during a certain period of time. It can actually go down by having some investors want to materialize their profit and waiting for a kind of lower point and buy that stock back again. But again, I said yesterday, right? In next week we will have a number of big, important players in the airline industry release their financial fingers. And I guess there's no secret, there's no doubt to say everyone in the market is actually looking forward to it, having a like pretty high expectations on their finance performance. And in my opinion, to a very large degree, it's going to happen in that way. So do we have a huge number of investors want to basically get off the bus, sell their stocks before the earnings season comes? For airline industry, I just don't think so, right? So I would just take it easy, right? We are still continuously, reaching to the highest point. We are still on the journey to have the airline companies creating non-stoppable value to our account. So I just have no problem with holding this company stock for longer and waiting for its earnings season, right? Micron actually for today opened even higher with a strong, pretty strong, I would say, opening at the beginning of the day. Of course, as I said, it opened higher, went down a little bit, and together with the index's performance went up before lunchtime. Of course, again, Taiwan Semi's performance just gave people more confidence on, overall how this industry is doing right now, right? Everybody is talking about bottom or downside. As a matter of fact, as the biggest producer, biggest manufacturer of chip the semiconductors, Taiwan Semi performed really strong. So for Micron, I guess, when it goes up and fluctuate a little bit alongside with the index performance, and then just, when it's very close to the, end of the day, it went down a little bit. Yeah, we have like a little over 0.5% loss for our largest holding, but I guess it's just okay. On the other chip semiconductor related stock, AMSL, which is like different situation. The whole stock were up quite a bit during the trading day today, right? Nearly 6% as its highest point during the day. But again, go alongside with the index performance, went down somehow in the afternoon, and then ended up with just a little over 3% increase, but still a very nice, again, very nice, let's say value increase added to our account. Other than that, I really don't have any specific thing to call out. As the competitor of Taiwan Semi, UMC actually had a kind of tough day, right? But then again, in next 10 days, UMC is gonna have its earning. Hopefully, the fact that UMC received a portion of Qualcomm's business could be affected in its earning report. So by having stronger than expected financial performance in this earnings season, hopefully UMC can start its its journey to go up. Because for this individual stock, it's been pretty tough a couple of months in the past, which made the value of this stock substantially more attractive than before. That's the reason why we decided to open a place in my account for this individual stock. Right now it's a little down compared to my buying price. It's a little down, a little less than 5%. But as I said, before it releases its earning, I have no plan to really remove it from my account. And on the contrary, I think with the recent update from this company, with the recent contracts this company signed with Qualcomm, I'm kind of positive, right? Even though we have like a little more than little less than 5% loss right now for UMC, but given how it went in the past couple of months, I still think this is a solid buy. This is in the long term should be a profit buy, right? Talking about the trading activities, again, I do not have any trading activities for today. Reason simply being today's market doesn't create a lot more buying opportunities for me. As you guys can see, this is empty sheet on today, right, on January the 16th. I wouldn't really mind waiting for a little longer, right? Because tomorrow would be the last trading day in the week, and I always say Friday is always kind of a tricky time for people to make some buy or for people to make some sell, because there's gonna be like a couple of days specifically for this week. It's gonna be 3 days, including next Monday. The market will be closed. Who knows what is gonna happen during the next 3 days, right? Once the market reopens in next week, Trump will be the new president of this country. and who knows what kind of the economy policies he's gonna launch in his first couple of days in White House. So let's just again, finger crossed, hold our breath, and wait for saying, what type of the new things gonna happen in next week. So with all that, I'm pretty happy about my account's performance today. Even it's not a significant increase in terms of value, but certainly beat the index's performance and setting up for a good growth in future. All right, without more, I will see you guys tomorrow.